Hello, we are back again. So our last run didn't last long, and I apologize about the short video. It's just since what happened yesterday with the last video, it stretched. Oh, not last video. Well, yeah, the last video, not the last video. You know what I mean? The one video with the keeper. It kind of stretched on. Okay, we got a Lilith. Like, oh yeah, we got host hat because of Eden's blessing. 3WS7A9PX. As I was saying, excuse my throat, still kind of clogged. As I was saying, because of what was happening yesterday with my recordings, there was an issue with going a little too overboard with the time, and I only have so much time to work with this kind of stuff. So that's why I cut things early for the last video because of that. So plus it was daily. Keep them separate, I guess. I think that's best. But yeah, that last daily though, it was something else. Like maybe we didn't go too hard on the devil deal because we didn't get great items, especially with the sacrificial altar. I guess last video we kind of touched upon like Hollywood and TV and stuff. Maybe got a little too controversial with that, I guess. Don't want to go too, deep into that. Just thinking this morning about surgery and doctor stuff that I had years ago. It's been a few years since I've had my see, I had a issue with a gallbladder like a few years ago, and the thing about it was I wasn't eating the healthiest either, and I had to, because like what happened was I was having some pains and stuff, and I think it was pains, but it was coming. But at the time it was more lines heartburn. But they were doing blood tests anyway, and they actually came across a different issue. They told me I had high liver enzymes. I'm like, high level liver enzymes? Like, well, what does that mean? They're like listing things off. Oh, well, it could be a gallbladder issue. It could be cancer. Da da da. And I'm like, okay. And so they recommended me to do a follow-up appointment with my doctor, and like I rarely see my doctor, or this particular doctor, because of the health center there was very subpar, and I was supposed to get a CAT scan done because that's what the hospital recommended me to do, and instead they were just giving me excuses at this health clinic that I wasn't in such a bad condition, even though I have high liver enzymes, so I can't have any scans done. So what I had to do was go over to the hospital, pretend I had pain in that area. You might be thinking, it's like, why you be pretending to have pain? It's like, well, it's because since my doctor's not going to do it, who else is going to do it? Like, if this is a timely manner, I need to like know, and I gotta have to, come up with something to have it checked out. And of course, when I got checked out there, checking it out with a machine, It turns out that my gallbladder's full of stones, and I had to have emergency surgery, like soon. And that's the last time I ever went to the doctor and clinic again. Like, that's just ridiculous. Always look for a second opinion if you have doubts like that, especially something with blood test results having like something that serious. Like, do not take the risk and hold it off, because with a untreated gallbladder, it can like really mess you up. It could kill you too. And so like I had my surgery, and I recovered. Oh, I was in the recovery process, I guess. The day after surgery, I came home. Well, no, I came home the same day I had the surgery. That's right. So I didn't need to recover initially, and excuse me. Then I decided, um, like the next day, I'm gonna walk downtown and get some stuff. Da da da. Can't be that bad, right? And so I walked down there, walked back up. Everything was fine. Like, didn't have any problems and stuff until like the next day, where I was just super exhausted for some reason, and it's like, why am I just like so tired and stuff? Like, what's going on? So it turns out I was supposed to obviously rest as the doctor's orders, but I mean, I was doing that, but at the same time, I wasn't sure, like, you know, if that also means not like walking downtown or something for errands. And so, I mean, everything turned out fine. Um, Nothing serious came up. I was just super exhausted. What we got here? That's one guppy item. I prefer something else, but you know, it is what it is. And yeah, it's just surgeries can just knock you out, and that's another thing too. Obviously, I was knocked out. Like, they're not gonna keep me awake when they cut me open. See my insides. Hey, look at that! You see those gallbladder stones? They're like, yeah. Now put me back to sleep. No, nothing like that. But I did ask them, you know, to give me a photo. And then I kind of jokingly asked them, now give me my gallbladder back. They're like, no, we have to throw it away, because it's a health hazard. Oh, I'm offended you're calling my gallbladder a health hazard, sir. Nah. You know, for the heck of it, like, was it last month or something? I had a random thought then. It's like, I wonder, you know, I wonder what they would taste like or something, right? Like, it's just one of those, like, life's mysteries. It's like, well, what would a gallbladder taste? Not gallbladder. It's probably meaty. I meant to say is like, what does gallstones taste like? Or whatever. I guess I only found like one answer to that. And they're like, it depends on like the gallstone, because there's multiple kinds of ones. Got ones made out of calcium and all this other material. And Yeah, it was just an excuse me, interesting thought. I might be not awake yet. At least my body doesn't feel like it is. I'm not sick or anything, it's just this happens typically in the mornings. Just a little bit of phlegm. Body's trying to clear up. Also been talking like for 3.5 hours yesterday. For my videos. That's like watching like a Lord of the Rings movie. The funny thing was, during my recovery process, I was also given some skin glue to keep the wound sealed after they cut me open and stitched me. And I had an allergy to that glue, so I think they gave me a different kind of glue, or they didn't give me any alternative. I remembered when I cut my arm open when I was a kid. Not too badly, but freaked my mom out. Let's just say I was bleeding quite a bit. But it was like, oh, I don't know. It was, let's see, let's go here. I can't even describe it. Like, so I cut my arm open. I had it stitched, and as part of the treatment, like, I also had to have skin glue, and I was allergic to that. So it might have been the same skin glue they used for my stomach area. So everything went pretty well for that year until the later part where I had another issue, which was also sort of gallbladder related, sort of. See, there was this stone that was stuck in my liver duct, and this time I actually felt that, and it was painful. I felt like there was pressure there too and stuff. And I'm like, why am I having this stomach pain? I don't have a gallbladder anymore. And turns out there was a stone in my liver duct. And I had to get another procedure done out of town. And what they were telling me was either a small stone might have like got dislodged out of my gallbladder from surgery, and then it just got into my liver and then just maybe accumulated, or I mean that's probably the most likely culprit they were saying. This room's interesting, isn't it? I hope Angry Fly can do some angry damage. So that procedure wasn't as bad. Like, they didn't have to cut me open for that one. Thank goodness. Instead, they had to put some reachers down in my throat and pry that stone out from my liver duct out of my throat. So I had a stone that came out of my throat. Obviously, I was asleep for that too. Then as part of the requirement, I guess I had to stay overnight for observation in case of any other issues come up, and there wasn't. I did throw up, but I think that's just part of the ordeal. Um, it's like first time I really stayed over. Well, it's not my first time staying overnight in the hospital. Obviously, I was probably like an infant when I was born. Maybe. Uh, I forgot what time I was even born. I think it was pretty late. Okay, what we got here? We haven't been to our item room yet. That's nice. So yeah, and then also that same year I cut my foot open uh, with a ceramic bowl that was broken. Stepped on it by mistake and I cut my foot open. And I guess the ambulance came. They saw the wound and they were surprised. Like I didn't damage anything. Like when I went to the hospital, they were surprised that I didn't damage like any of my nerves or anything because how exposed and deep it was. And so they cleaned me up. I think they did an X-ray just in case if there was any ceramic issue, like ceramic pieces in my foot, and there weren't. So that makes it easier. So that they didn't have to go in and dig stuff out again out of me. And um, they, yeah, they patched me up after that, cleaned everything up. And I think they might have gave me some antibiotics. And they said, you could take Tylenol for the pain and stuff, and I did have a lot of pain. My foot was obviously swollen, double its size. And we might come back to this room, maybe. So I had to like maneuver. And there's this one time I was picking up my sister when she was working at this place in town, and it was very difficult to navigate with it. I mean, not very difficult. I meant to say, so it wasn't a problem driving or anything. The problem was like I was in pain. So, in a sense, it was difficult in the sense of not being dangerous, but as in it was painful. You know what? We could probably go. There we go. So here's what we can do to make it easier. So we'll do that. Hopefully it pays out. And then we'll take this and we'll use it in there so we don't like lose as much health. Hopefully. Kinda did. We'll just pop this. But yeah, like I had that happen and then since then, like I don't know, I didn't have any other procedures other than like some dental stuff, but that's been mostly minor. I was just thinking for a second, like, why is that room short? Oh yeah, it's two bosses. I just wiped them. Let's go to a couple more rooms to like refill our charge here. Yeah, procedures, they're They're kind of a nuisance. Now, I've been overweight off and on too over the years as well. Um, but I've been, I mean, I took a lot of that weight off after the fact in recent years. And I learned to like, now I'm taking a little bit more off because I'm going back a little bit back into sugar. But the last couple of weeks it's been doing pretty well, and I've been noticing a difference. It's not too bad. I'm just getting rid of like the extra fluff, I guess you call. Okay, second guppy item. Got one more to go. And yeah, it's weight loss can be tough, I know that. Especially when you have to do your diets and exercise consistently. It can get tough. Especially with like if you got like deformities or something to where it makes it more difficult to kind of do all that stuff. I'm going to be doing some running later today. So it's going to help accelerate that, build some muscle. Cut back down on my fattiness. Been doing well with like resisting the urge of sugar. I'm not drinking sodas like, as I said in like in one of my videos before. It's like, went to Panera and had a strict salad. But not like added weird stuff to it, or I mean, I could have had yogurt for that side, but it's like most of the time that they serve yogurt, especially places like this, it's loaded with added sugar. And I have yogurt of my own anyways at home that is has far less of that stuff and no like flavorings. This room's interesting. We could take these down somehow. Am I missing something here? Okay, I'm missing something here. So it must be like one of these, like a red guy. Where it's like... Yeah, I think that's what it was. Because like, when you have a red champion thing, certain red champions, they heal other enemies. And if you're not doing enough damage, you're not going to be able to take it down. Which sucks. Just like how we ran into that champion that was, well, this room's just nasty right now. Oh boy. There we go. Just like how we ran into that champion that does 2 hearts of damage. That threw me off. I think it might have been a Judas run, and I think we died on that run too. Oh my word. Oh my word. Get away from me. Jeez. There we go. Maybe. Okay. The hairball's helping. And the flies. We need like one more fly item, I see. Before we can, got a coin out of that? Okay. Well, your poop, I guess. Okay. So I was saying, like, diet, yeah. Getting that squared away. We're going to just pop this, because I'm not messing with this. I mean, it looks like a fairly easy fight, but it's like... I mean, a pretty easy fight, not a fairly easy, because that'd be like bloat levels or something crazy. But, yeah. So, we got that. Let's go to our shop, I guess, because this run is a wee slow. Okay, it's down. Good. I'm glad we took that Liberty cap so we can figure out where to go when it procs. Hopefully we get a champion belt or a stopwatch or something. So Repentance is coming out in 9 more days. So a little over a week now. So far I didn't see any delays, so that's good. It's been a lot of delays, seems like, with these kind of DLC stuff, but yeah, I guess we just go on the next floor because there's no shop. Run's, going a little slow. Another Curse of the Unknown, huh? Okay. I don't know about that yet. Oh, I don't know about that either. I don't know about this room either. Squeeze on through. There we go. Yeah, hopefully it fixes a lot of the imbalances this game. Well, not a lot of imbalances, but a certain degree of imbalances. I didn't think we were going to make it. Oh, we procced Cambion Conception too, so we got an extra. It's a Incubus, Succubus, something like that. One of those, Ibissus. Oh, what else to talk about? I mean, I don't have a whole lot when it comes to like antidote. There, like antidotes or something like that of surgeries and stuff, because I haven't had many of them. Probably more than the average person, but to a degree. I guess, like, after my surgery, like, I haven't had too many issues or anything ever since with, like, digestion. Like, I had some, but I think that's just because of the lack of gallbladder, and I kind of substitute that with apple cider vinegar and stuff. But it's not too bad without it, unless I'm eating, like, a bunch of fatty stuff at once. It'll digest, though. I mean, exercise helps, too, with digestion. There we go. Oh, just squeeze over here. Oh. I don't even know how much health we have, so we gotta be careful. We need a guppy dream, though. Hopefully like a 9 lives guppy. Because we do have a possibility of coming back with the collar, but that's not a guarantee, and they'll give us like half a heart instead of like a full one, so... Okay. Oh yeah, no, you stay away from me. That's I guess another thing about surgeries is with this recent COVID stuff, they've been putting a lot of. Well, initially they were putting some delays, from what I heard, from someone who had a surgery. His surgery, for his tooth stuff, he had to do all sorts of like testing. Oh my word, this room. All sorts of testing and stuff. My God, this room's just a nightmare here. Anyways, he was going through a lot of testing, and he he had to be screened and stuff prior to coming in for his surgery stuff. I mean, obviously he didn't like it, but he had to do it in order to get his teeth taken care of. Okay, that's nice. That's really, really helpful there. On a last shop, you know what? Just pay myself forward for the future. Okay. I would take the coupon, but it's like, as you can see, what's happening here, it's becoming a little like tough. I mean, I could have been popping this box and stuff like that, but yeah. I usually save it for this room, but we probably would have got an organic charge a couple of times, but see, what was I saying earlier? Oh yeah, select screenings. Like, they didn't have to screen me for stuff though, because it was later on during these lockdowns. I think they realized, like, this is not feasible, because there's so many people that gotta do all these like tests before they get their surgeries, and they have such a deadline. So okay, just more followers, huh? Fine, we'll take this. Hopefully. The reason why I'm taking that is because not only it's an extra like orbital, but it's also we get Polaroid invincibility when we get hit. Oh, I got hit. Okay. Whatever. I'll skin off my nose. Also, my my sack of sacks or whatever is not even like. Well, now you're paying out. I was about to say is like I don't think he was paying out too much. I bought you for a reason. Not to stiff me. I gotta be careful around this guy because he'll blow up, I think. No. Okay, so we got 2 more floors until. I mean, we got 2 floors worth of devil deals potentially if we get them. I hope we get them. Because we're at like 5.6 damage right now. That's okay, but this far in the game, not so much. This is kind of like a nasty room too without flight. Okay, so Maybe a disclaimer I'll add too is like, don't like follow this as like medical advice. This is just something anecdotal. Uh, Me personally about my experiences with the healthcare system. um, your mileage would vary. I'll say this though, is just like, reduce like, gluten and stuff. I mean, you'll notice wonders. Uh, and exercise and eat healthy and all that other good stuff. Like when I first started like becoming like gluten free and stuff. Okay, now you have redeemed yourself with giving me that item. I I thank you sincerely. Now I need like health and like guppy, please, and flight. Well, guppy's gonna give me flight, so give me guppy. All right, no. All right, well, thanks. Some more damage is nice too. Um, what was I saying? I just keep getting diverted. Curse. That helps. That helps a little bit. We'll go this way. Oh yeah, gluten. So like, I got off of gluten, let's see, back in October of 2019. So that's like about a year and a half. And yeah, like, I mean, I was off gluten before for a while, but not this long. And I've noticed a lot of difference with my health and stuff, like a huge shift. Like my joints wasn't hurting and all sorts of like stuff was happening. It was it was really great. And I think that's whoosh, isn't it? Yeah. Because that'll increase her tear speed. I think we might need that here. Just a little bit. Um, yeah, I was getting off of gluten. Because the last time I had gluten was Oktoberfest, and I had like bratwurst and stuff. With like, obviously bread. And been off of it since. And I feel great, and because I was reading a lot of stuff about like there's a lot of negative benefits when it comes to gluten, especially like not a single person on this planet can actually digest gluten because it's a foreign protein that they can't like properly digest. I know there's some claims where it's like, oh, I don't feel anything, going on, like when I'm eating the gluten. Well, the problem is, it's like, and I've talked to someone who had a gluten allergy for the longest time and have been avoiding it, like me. And when he got exposed to it by accident, he got super sick. Very similar symptoms to what I had, but his was more extreme. I think because he had more of an allergy to it, or he was off longer than me. I don't know what the deal was, but he got real sick. And then he was telling me, which was like, I mean, after he recovered, that he's been eating gluten, and he hasn't been feeling any like health issues. Like he assumed like, well, I feel fine. I'm not sick anymore when I eat gluten, so I must have like trying to remember what he said. So he said like, so he must have no longer developed an allergy for it or something like that, and he just had a small reaction because he thought he overdid it. Which, I mean, you can assume that. I mean, people can get over allergies and stuff over time, obviously. But the thing about gluten is it's a little different. It's a little, I mean, certain allergies, it's a little strange. I mean, so like, just because you feel like as though you don't have an allergy to it doesn't mean you still have an allergy to it, for one. To some degree, depending on what it is. Now, for gluten itself, as some of the research kind of like pointed to over the years, that, oh my word, that's it floats around in your body for like up to 2 years because of its outrageous, you know, lifespan. And yeah, anyways, going back with this, what he assumed that he got over, he didn't get over. See, what happens is when you eat like, when you stay away from food long enough, oh, amnesia, huh? When you stay away food like that long enough, you're allergic to, over time, you know, you're healing your body and stuff. So say like your stomach or whatever, like with gluten, you know, it affects like different aspects of the body because of the adverse reactions. And so, because he wasn't having it for a, you know, particularly long time, because he knew he had an allergy to it, and when he took that initial exposure by mistake, the reaction that he had was much more severe that first time as opposed to like keep re-exposing himself the other times. So it's a different reactionary thing that you may expect with like, say, someone with a peanut allergy, like a severe one. You know, they have some peanuts. Oh yeah, that's right, we forgot that. They can have some peanuts, but they'll have peanuts and then they'll break out with something very severe and they have it again, like it'll do the same thing. That severe kind of form. But the form I'm talking about with the cases like his, especially mine, was, and I've had this happen before, where I broke off of going gluten-free, got super sick, like flu symptoms and stuff. And then when I had gluten later on in the future, I didn't have any of those side effects. But that's not necessarily mean that I got over it. It means like, because I jeopardized my body initially, I'm not going to feel those same effects. I'm still constantly jeopardizing my body with those harmful stuff floating in my bloodstream. So for him, it's actually still attacking his body. His body's attacking this foreign substance. And he doesn't realize it. And over time, it actually just does all sorts of like adverse, unhealthy like junk to the body. Comes up later on as diseases and stuff. And other illnesses. Oh yeah, they can be extreme for that kind of stuff. And what my mother used to talk about was like, you don't know if you have an allergy to something, you know, until you get off of it long enough. That's what you kind of hear about with some like parents out there doing elimination diets for their kids to try to figure out what's causing certain ailments. So they do these elimination diets, and they take a while because not only to get the child adapted with a new diet, but it also is a thing where it's like it takes a while for her to get out of the system for some stuff. So gluten, for example, it's far longer as opposed to like um, other foods, because if it's complex proteins that not a single person can digest. Um, and you might be thinking is like, well, if they can't digest it and they're eating a bunch of it, like, wouldn't that just accumulate in the body? Well, yeah, it can. It would actually, but um, we died. Oh, we died. Well, I'm gonna finish this thought right here. So, like, yeah, it can accumulate. I mean, in the sense, it's like, it's not gonna accumulate to the point where like you got a bunch of bread floating around in your bloodstream. It's like very microscopic proteins. Everything else gets broken down, like the bread and stuff, the particles and all that. But the proteins themselves, they float around in your blood, and your body attacks it like a foreign like virus, and it sticks to anything in your body, and that's where your body goes in the immune system and attacks it. Um, Benadryl doesn't really help. So the best course of action is staying away from it and like healing, doing healing processes and stuff. But yeah, uh, unfortunately that run didn't go so well till like part of the end, but we didn't have that much health by then. So yeah, if you like this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.